This is The Healthy Healer, where true voice is your medicine. This is where we help doctors and other healers navigate through the challenging times by learning from the best minds in the healing industry. Laugh, cry, and be surprised. It's entertainment, education, and inspiration so you can continue to be the unique and amazing healer you were destined to be. Welcome to humanity. Welcome to The Healthy Healer with Dr. Fred.
Hi, everybody. It's Dr. Fred, and welcome to another amazing episode of The Healthy Healer. So this week I had a great guest, and I actually had never heard of her. I feel embarrassed about that. It seems like lots of people have, and her name was JJ Flizanes. And I certainly have heard of her now, and I realize that she's a powerhouse among powerhouses, somebody who really is a truth seeker, and someone who is here for the sole purpose of helping people find their truth and giving the lives that they love, taking their lives from the misery that is often created by self-limiting beliefs and giving them access to feeling free. She has her own upbringing that led to who she got to be and spoke openly about many different spiritual techniques and spirituality or spiritual-based ways of thinking that were at least non-conventional. She spoke a bit about astrology. She spoke significantly about the law of attraction and about really understanding quantum physics and how we are all really just living inside of a frequency. Physical and non-physical energy. When she understands that, she says she really was able to make some differences in who she gets to be in the planet. She also said that when we change the way that we think of death and think of life, and we are able to actually access our core wound and take into consideration some of the exercises that she sends people through inside of her therapies, we get a whole new way of being, a whole new way of monitoring, a whole new way of accessing who we are, and then a whole new way of actually altering who we are by changing the way that we think and changing the way we act as a function of some of the exercises and modalities that she introduces her people to inside of her work. Some of the work is dictated by Harville Hendricks, and some of her work, of course, is dictated by Abraham and Esther Hicks. And she's done many different things. She's worked in the alternative medicine field. She's worked in integrative medicine. She's worked in endocrine. She's worked as a body trainer, and she's worked in biomechanics. And she's always been very interested in the shortest path, the shortest and most powerful path to getting to the results of what she's looking for. And what she's looking for is for you to have a life that actually works. So how about all that? As she says before, as she told me, this is not for the faint of heart. This is not for people who only have a small desire to get their lives better. It's not for people who are interested in being poo-pooed or being placated inside of their therapy. This is for people who've tried many different things and aren't getting the results that they're looking for. She's only interested in delivering results and is really very confident that she can deliver results in listening and then delivering on whatever is needed, whatever is wanted, whatever is called for, so that you get the life you actually deserve. JJ Flizanes is an amazing human being, and we didn't really get an opportunity to extend the conversation as far as I would like. In fact, she thought that the conversation was going to go on an hour when it was really scheduled to go on about a half an hour. So we ended a little bit earlier than I wish. And I feel a little bit apologetic and sorry for that, but it's the way that things went. So we may have to have her on again where we can talk again in the future about what else is there. In fact, let's set that up in the very near future, is to have JJ on again very soon from now and get part 2 in place. The question is, how do you get a life that works? There's lots of things that we can do. There's lots of technologies and discoveries that have happened over time. So it's totally simple. All you have to do is do those things. It's just not easy because you do have to be committed, and you have to be committed to not having the life that you presently have that doesn't work. And that's where the trick comes in. Most of us become fairly familiar with a life that is very suboptimal, or at least, if not miserable, really inadequate, or not along the lines of what we know life could be. So in order to step up, you have to give up the comfort that comes from familiarity. And this is something that JJ really deeply represents. I invite you to really look at, are you ready to have a life that really works? And if so, what ends are you willing to go for? I'd like you to look at JJ Flizanes' website and see, is that for you? This is the kind of people, she only wants people who have already heard of her, have already listened to her in her multiple shows that she's had. She's got 16 shows going on now. And she wants people to really have heard it and actually done a fair amount of the work before they step into seeing or calling her for additional individual help. Many people get help just by listening to her show and just by getting some of the hints and ideas that she's able to elaborate on. And I invite you to at least get those so you can get that kind of help and see if that kind of work is what you're up to. Getting a life that works is simple. It's just not easy. And I invite you to really think about, are you ready to have a life that really works? that's something I'm really into as well. And that's what Welcome to Humanity is all about. And that's always what I've been, is we can get a life that works. We just have to commit to not doing the things that don't work and to actually exploring new ways of looking at life that actually do work. So thank you so much for being a dedicated listener to The Healthy Healer. It's an honor to have you here, and I look forward to our next conversation with JJ and to having you at our next show. Talk to you again. Bye for now. I love you.